Are you struggling to identify placeholder variable names in your TensorFlow model? You're not alone. Today, we're going to tackle this common issue and show you how to print all the placeholder variable names from your meta graph. I completely understand how frustrating it can be when you're trying to work with a TensorFlow model, but you don't have access to the original code. Many users face this challenge, and it can feel like you're stuck in a maze without a map. Here's the specific situation we're addressing. One user asked how to print all the placeholders required by their TensorFlow model without looking at the code that constructed it. They have the meta and checkpoint files, but can't find the placeholder names. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So, what's happening here? When you save a TensorFlow model, the placeholders are part of the graph, but they might not be easily accessible without the original code. Understanding how TensorFlow manages these components is key to solving this problem. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that will make working with TensorFlow models a breeze. To begin, the user should load the TensorFlow model using the import meta graph function. This will allow access to the graph structure of the model. Next, the user needs to retrieve the default graph. This is essential for accessing the placeholders defined in the model. Now the user should collect all the placeholders from the graph. This can be done using the getCollection method with the inputs collection key. After collecting the placeholders, the user can print their names. This will provide the necessary information to construct the feed dict. Finally, the user can use the printed names to create the feed dict for running the model. This allows for input without needing the original model code. Fun fact, did you know that TensorFlow was originally developed by researchers and engineers from the Google Brain team? It's come a long way since then, making deep learning more accessible to everyone. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach shared by another user involves examining the operations in the TensorFlow graph to identify placeholder names. They suggest importing the meta graph and writing the operations to a text file. In the output file, you can find the correct names and attributes of the placeholders. For example, the placeholder op name might be placeholder in TensorFlow version 1.6. Finally, you can easily run inference by preparing your input and using the placeholder names found in the output file. Let's check out another perspective from a different user. An alternative approach suggests that placeholders like v1 and v2 are not included in the variables collection. To identify them, you can either add the placeholders to a custom collection during model construction or retrieve them after importing the metagraph using a specific command. Here's a quick tip. Always document your model construction code. This will save you time and headaches in the future when you need to revisit your models. And there you have it. You should now be able to print all the placeholder variable names from your TensorFlow model. Remember, understanding your models is crucial for effective machine learning. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.